When I decided to become a professional boxer, I had a list of challenges that I had to overcome. One being a woman in a sport that hadn't really gotten a lot of credibility yet. There was some challenges there. Being a woman that was considered to be attractive, people were like, "Why do you want to box? Why don't you be a model?" So luckily I didn't listen to that because I wanted to box, not be a model. Then being Muhammad Ali's daughter, having those footsteps to follow in, and just kind of having to make the decision early on that I wasn't going to try to be like my father. I was going to experience boxing and everything that came with it for myself. So I definitely had to get my mind right going forward. So it was a challenge. I mean, everybody I fought me 10 times harder because they felt like this was their moment to try to get famous. But that just fueled my fire, to work harder. So, I overcame a lot in that, and just dealing with the criticism and being so young, entering a sport and having so much attention on me. But I felt like I handled it well. Then transitioning out of boxing, after spending so many years trying to be taken seriously, always in my interviews, serious face, talking about fighting, and people kind of intimidating, to be that way, then I had to soften up. So then that was a strategic move that I had to make. And Dancing with the Stars I did. I was like, oh, that'll be perfect. I put on some ball gowns, do some dancing. They definitely won't see me as a boxer anymore. So I did that, and then all these other opportunities came from it. But there's always a lot going on behind the scenes because there's decisions that always have to be made. There's offers that come along. I have to make sense. Does this make sense for me and my brand? You can't do everything, so you have to be strategic along the way for sure. Being that I'm a public person, I know that the way that I look and the way that I behave is going to send a message. I focus on doing what I know is right and what's in my heart, and not so much on, what kind of message should I send? Sometimes there's been things that I've turned down in the past, like ESPN bodies, for example, where you're seeing athletes naked. That works for some people, but that's not an image that I want for myself or that I want my kids to see. But at the same time, I don't put other people down for doing it. I just try to do what I feel comfortable with. My kids are so young. My daughter's 5, my son is 8, so they haven't really faced some of the inevitable issues I know they'll face growing up with just judgment of others. And they'll be forming their ideas of the way they should be according to how other people tell them they should be, and that comes through what they see on TV, through media, online, and magazine images. I try to live by example for my kids. I teach them now about being healthy, being fit, getting exercise, eating the right foods. That's what's important. When it comes to, for example, your weight and your size, we focus more on, just like I said, proper nutrition and not overeating, not, being lazy, getting out there, getting energy, and then everything kind of just falls into place. So there's really no image that I paint for them of a way that they have to be. And I think that that's important because I'm setting the foundation for them. And I'm also teaching them now, because I know what's coming, is that, everyone has an opinion. Everyone, just because people say things should be one way doesn't mean that's what it is. I want you to go by what you feel in your heart and what you know is right. You never have full control of your image in the media. When you think of, how things can be edited and changed and pictures can be painted a certain way. But at the end of the day, you have more control than you think because, if you don't do things that are wrong, or if you don't do things that wouldn't be good for your image, then there will be nothing out there, right? But sometimes, every once in a while, people will take a story, flip it, paint you in a certain light. But for me, I've had the opportunity to have a positive experience with the media. I think that being a celebrity comes with a lot of responsibility for some of us. Some people choose to use their platform to air how they feel about things that are going on socially, and some don't. And I'm okay with either way. Just because someone's a celebrity, you can't all of a sudden expect them to turn into a certain type of person. So Colin Kaepernick, let's take him recently for all the attention he's been getting for taking a stance. And a lot of people had negative things to say about it. I felt like, if that's what's in his heart, if he's trying to make a point and he started a national conversation and some good is going to come from it, great. I just feel that you have to know if you decide to cross that line, then you have to be prepared to deal with everything that's going to come from it, the criticism, the praise, seeing it through, because it's not going to go away tomorrow. Otherwise people are going to be like, oh, what was that all about? So you have to be authentic in your cause and be passionate about it and stick with it.